Effective Communication Manual, speech number 6, vocal variety. His speech today will call attention to some of the most common instances of bad grammar, he will also give us some ideas on why we do these things and how to stop sounding like a 6th grader. His speech title is Grammar is a Helpful Lady. Mr. Tom Baker.
Thank you, Barry Toastmaster, and good morning, everybody. I want to talk to you about grammar this morning. How many people want to talk about grammar? Liars. You're all liars. But we're going to do it anyway. The reason I want to talk about grammar this morning is because it has come to my attention over the years that I've been a coach, and especially working with young people, that the grammar that they use has just gotten to the point of being downright annoying sometimes. Do y'all hear that? When young people speak, and we do the same thing as adults, a lot of times they make grammatical mistakes that they don't even realize they're making. It's because they're not doing it consciously. So I want to do a few things with you this morning. First of all, I want to point out some examples of some of the grammatical errors or speech flaws, or as I like to call them, tics, that we have put into the English language. And then I want to point out to you some of the possible causes of these errors, and then I want to offer you an easy solution. I want to offer all of you today one way that you can each individually overcome whatever speech tics you may have today. Does that sound good?
Yeah.
All right. Let's talk first about some of the examples. First of all, thanks to Julie Jones, you now have heard some examples of filler words. These are words that we put into our sentences that don't need to be there. Like, for example, the word like. I don't know how many times I will actually look at someone that I'm coaching and say, stop saying like. Because they want to put like in every other word. Now, if you take out the word like and put in the word the same thing happens. How many people do you know that, they want to, they want to put the word, in every other word in, the sentence. Take out the word, put in and we, okay. Why do we do these things? Okay is another one. I just committed one of the biggest ones I hear from adults, okay? Everyone always wants to ask you if it's okay. So you got to go there, okay? And then I really did that, okay? Or if you're Canadian, it's the word A, but we'll talk about that in another speech. So here are some examples that I just gave you of filler words. And I really want to bring your attention to why we do this. Because it's less complicated than you think. One of the reasons we put these filler words in our speeches is because we talk too fast. We communicate verbally faster than we can think about the next thing that we're going to say. We are so busy concentrating on talking that we forget to listen to ourselves when we speak. When I teach my young clients how to overcome their speech tics, the first thing I do is tell them to slow down. Slow down when you talk. Calm down. And I have to tell myself this every time I get up here to speak, because you just want to rush it all away. Slow down. Think about what you're saying. Pausing is okay. That's one way to overcome your speech tic, is to slow down and listen to yourself talk. Because one of the reasons we make these errors is because we forget to listen to what we're saying. We get too busy trying to say too much in too short an amount of time. Second reason why we make these errors is because no longer do we correct them in our schools. Mm-hmm. How many of you have kids who make these errors and you don't bother to say to them, stop saying like, stop saying slow down when you talk? We need to point these things out to our kids. We need to correct this grammar when it starts, because after about 30 days, it is now a habit. And once it's a habit, we have to really focus on it in order to break it. One suggestion that I would have, and the easiest way to overcome this, is to simply listen to every word we say. I have used this technique on hundreds of clients over the years. Here's what happens. And I'm going to just warn you right now, you're all going to hate me for about a week if you do this. But you'll love me afterward. If you find yourself with a speech tic, you'll start hearing yourself put that word like in, put that word in, put that word you know in, and it will drive you absolutely crazy. You really have to focus on that and allow yourself to go through that process. Every time you hear yourself say it, stop and finish the sentence again. Just put that pause in there. I have one more suggestion for us. And this is a general language issue. We put words in that don't need to be in. For example, George Carlin pointed this out. What are we doing with the prefix pre? It's all over our language. We go to the airport. What do we hear? We would like to pre-board. What does that mean? To get on before you get on? This program was pre-recorded. Well, of course it was. When else would you record a program? It has to be pre-recorded. Otherwise, it really wouldn't work. An oven. Preheat the oven. Only two states an oven can exist in, folks. Heated or unheated. The word pre is unnecessary. Folks, two things to leave you with this morning. One, listen to what you say. Two, slow down, focus on how we say what we say, and make sure that we're pointing out in our young people the grammatical errors they're making in a very non-threatening way, so that hopefully, going forward, we will not have politicians and sports figures who put and, like, and every other filler word known to man in their speeches. After all, we are responsible for what we say, and we are responsible for the content of our own speeches. That a Toastmaster?